What up, Bulls Nation? We are here in Vegas, CHGO Bulls Summer League Live. Today, breaking down the Bulls' blowout loss to the Raptors last night. Our first look at the 12th overall pick, Noa Essengue. Plus, Modest Buzelis was out there doing his thing, flexing them muscles. Plus, a look ahead to tonight's game against the Kings. All next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls Summer League Live. We're coming to you from our beautiful Airbnb abode out here in the desert, just a mile or so off the Las Vegas Strip. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That is Big Dave. BAWL Sports. The perfectly coiffed Will the Go Gottlieb already went for a run in the Vegas heat this morning. Will_Gottlieb. On the controls, on the side couch, the one and only queen of them, Katie Duffy. We got also social media extraordinaire, Emma, our other queen, hanging out. Gentlemen, we are back in Vegas. Night one in the books, game one in the books, day two. How's everybody feeling?
Feel great.
Feel good?
Yeah,
Dave bought $100 worth of fruit last night and has eaten most of it.
$50 of it is gone.
I've never seen this much fruit in my life.
Oh, man, you got to change who you hanging with, bro. We got to get some more people who eat fruit in your life, bro. Seriously.
He's got two of them, but
he's got two. That's true. Off. That's true. But he did have a banana.
By the end of this weekend,
I'm pretty sure hops are a fruit. So
he had a banana and 3 strawberries.
And a couple bites of a cucumber last night in a salad. So we're proud of him. We're proud of him.
Clap that up, man. Clap that up.
Goat, how you doing? How was that run this morning?
It was really hot. I had to go before it got too hot because it's already over 100 degrees right now.
Yeah.
But went for a little jog, then jumped in the pool that we have out back, and it felt amazing with some fresh fruit.
It's just
it was
flex
great.
real
it was
quick.
a great morning.
He just flexed real quick. Yeah.
Shout out everybody hanging out with us
in
that YouTube chat. Go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure you also subscribe to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. Shout out to Alberto, who just said, I'm sorry y'all had to watch that in person. That hurts. 116-72 was the final score of the Bulls' loss to the Raptors in their Summer League opener last night. And that final score felt accurate. So you and Emma booked it straight there. Our flight got delayed a little bit. You were there in time. Big Dave, Katie and I walked in like midway through the first quarter.
Yeah.
I think the Bulls were up 5. It was like 24-19.
Yeah, it was close.
When we showed up, we're like, all right, Bulls are cooking. And then the Raptors went on a 70-6 run or something like that. Like this was okay. It was a rough watch. I feel like we have to start with Noa Essengue,
sure,
the 12th overall pick. He had 5 points to 7 turnovers. I think those are the two numbers that Bulls fans are taking away from it. Dave, what were your thoughts at our first up-close look at Noah?
I mean, shout out to my man, Romain Roy, who hit me up because he was like, man, you got to tell me what's happening, send me what's going on down there something with Noah. I was like, ooh. I was like, but I let him know. So, look, I'm going to take it this way. Watch, like I said on the show to you, Will, like he was one of the people I wanted to see him, of course. I wanted to watch him, but I wasn't expecting much from him because he's a project. I knew that from the beginning. I knew that going in, this is a project. But seeing it live like that and seeing all the flaws and things that he has to work on was really glaring. The most was dribbling. That really, and it's not an exaggeration. Every time he brought the ball up, they took the ball from him. Every single time he brought it up, he tried to cross it, they took it from him, and they went down the other way. Every single time. That was alarming for me. The shots, I mean, they weren't there. I knew he couldn't shoot like that. I knew they weren't there. I thought his defense was solid. I thought the way he moved his feet was solid. I thought the way he got from man to man, each time on the defensive end was really good. So I like that aspect of it. And the buckets that he scored were in transition. Like his first one was a breakaway dunk. So everything that we knew about him, I think we saw. But he has definitely got a lot of work to do. He was a minus 32. Like he's got a lot of work to do.
Minus 32.
He has a ton of work to do. He's going to be in the G League for sure. getting that together. But I'm going to give him some grace because it's his first one. And I mean, we saw Kasparis Yakuchonis in his first game. He was trash. And then this next game, he was balling out. I mean, Con Knipple was bad in his first one as well. Cooper Flagg was 5 of 20 in his first one as well. He's not that. I'm not saying he's that. I'm just telling you what happened. But I am going to watch this second game and expect some sort of improvement for him. But it wasn't a great showing, though.
Yeah, and I don't want to pile on to Noah, who obviously had a tough debut in his 24 minutes. This team overall was terrible. And you can start with the Raptors defense, which credit to them was incredible. Jamal Shed was like 94 feet, hounding everybody who had the ball, getting steals. Their team was like, there was one play where Lachlan Olbrich had the ball at like the pinch post. Somebody, I think it was Modest, came off for a handoff, wasn't there. And Jacoby Walter just came from behind, blitzed him, took the ball, run out dunk. And it was just like that all game. We could talk about how they reacted to their poor performance after, but like all this to say, I don't want to pile on to Noah here. He obviously was tough, 7 turnovers, but the Bulls had 33 total turnovers, which I saw on Twitter was a summer league record.
Look at that
Summer league game.
record.
They almost had twice as many turnovers as they had made field goals, 33-17.
Oh my
That
gosh.
was a disaster. They were 30% from the field, 27% on threes. They did get to the free throw line quite a bit, led by Javon Freeman Liberty, but just a really bad game overall. And they had to wear it. That was Billy Donovan III's main takeaway. But isolating in on Essengue, I just thought like he looked like he just was overwhelmed by the speed of the game, the physicality of the game, and that's to be expected. I mean, he is really, really slim. Even looking at him next to Modest, he's skinny. His waist is much higher, which I think is a sign of him not necessarily being able to like really dig in and guard the perimeter, moving side to side.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was kind of an area where I was showing a little bit of concern. He did have some nice defensive plays in terms of protecting the rim, sliding over, but overall, just like it seemed like the game was going on around him, and he was like a play or two behind, not like a step behind, but like a play, a full possession behind. And again, 18 and a half years old, that's to be expected. I think he will play better in today's game. Can't play much worse. But yeah, 2 for 7 from the field, 5 points. Did have a made 3, which was nice to see, but just so many times where he was like trying to do too much off the dribble. And it's just like, get the ball to a guard. Like you're not there yet. Just get the ball to a guard. You don't have to force it. You don't have to take this, pull up, fade away, mid-range jumper. You don't have to, try to go between your legs and drive and get the ball taken away from you. And I think those are things that he's going to have to, in Summer League, strike a balance of trying to find himself within the offense, but not do so much that he has these kind of games, because these are debilitating. We talk a lot about letting the young guys play, letting them do their thing, rolling the ball out there, and like giving them an opportunity to play through their failures. I think there's a line where that becomes detrimental, and this kind of felt like it.
Yeah. And I thought, and you mentioned the team real quick. You're right. Nobody played well. They honestly look unprepared to be out there to play. Like the Raptors, just my goodness, the ball movement of them, the execution of what they did.
Raptors had a system, and they worked it.
And they worked it hard, man. So, and the Bulls, they didn't feel like they had a system
like
at all.
5 NBA players out there. Like they had a real rotation. It was Jonathan Mobo, a second-round pick early, Jamal Shed, Jacoby Walter, Colin Castleton, Jamison Battle, AJ Lawson, Ulrich Chomsky. So many guys that actually got minutes, major minutes for the tanking Raptors last year.
Yeah.
AJ looked great for them last night. Tony Moy in the comments saying Noah needs 20 pounds of muscle. Just talking as you were about his frame a minute ago, Goat. The Believer saying Noah is a true project, full of potential, far from making an impact. And our guy Rob always in the chat saying defense has potential. Offense needs a lot of work and reps with players he'll be playing with going forward. So his Windy City teammates probably is what you mean by that. Look, when we were talking about it on draft night, breaking it down, Noah was on my list of players I'd be cool with the Bulls taking at 12, because I keep thinking as a Bulls fan about high ceiling swings of guys, because I'm not that interested right now as a Bulls fan in like subtle floor raisers of a team that looks like it's heading nowhere other than back to the play-in tournament. But the other side of that coin is that these projects are projects, and they are going to take time. My first impression of Noah was a dawning realization of this isn't just a project. This is a project.
And I think
I added several syllables to the word project.
Well done.
Play.
I think it's important to also note that just because he was taken in the lottery does not necessarily mean that he's going to hit. It's just going to take a while. Like, he could be a total bust. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen based on one summer league game. I never want to jump to that conclusion. But if we're going to say, you know, this guy had a great game, that must mean something positive for his career. You have to look at it the other side and say, this guy had a really, really bad game, and that's not very encouraging. Again, it was one summer league game. There's 3 more at least on this trip. I imagine he will play better, but like, this was not a good start. And I think it was his kind of like welcome to the NBA moment, but it was in summer league. And like, I think it's going to be a real adjustment for him. But I just want to, you know, put it out there that like, just because he's a project doesn't mean he will eventually pan out.
Right. Mark V10 in the comments, need to stop getting players with, quote, potential like Pat and Noah. Get the good players already. Stop with these projects, SMH. And, you know, that is the other part of this that Bulls fans worry about often is, do the Bulls as an organization have a proper substantial system in place to develop these young guys that they're taking swings on? And right now, I think the overwhelming answer when you look across the board of some of the young project guys that this front office has drafted is somewhere between not quite and nowhere near as far as contributing to winning at the NBA level. Our guy Joel in the chat said, I thought Noah showed better IQ in the second half defensively, better defensive awareness, felt like his role was limited. Like Julian Phillips, stay in your corner, play defense. I did see some moments of Noah having what I saw to be, you said he was a play or two behind at times, Goat, and I agree. I also saw some defensive possessions where his off-ball rotations looked solid. He knew when to chip in and help when he was playing the low man position. He was active, got his hands into passing lanes. He was credited with 3 steals. Like, there are some defensive instincts that I saw evidence of that made me feel at least a little bit better about his defensive upside offensively. Obviously, there's a lot of work to be done. But good news, everybody. Modest was talking about his, you know, impressions of Noah's first game, getting to know the Rook. And he's telling Bulls fans and whoever else is listening not to panic, and reminding, as Dave, you said, not everybody has a great summer league debut, including some great NBA players these days. Katie, do you have that one clip of Modest talking about Noah after the game yesterday? Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
What did you see in Noah's game, in the way he played? What did you see?
Yeah, he's a great defender. First of all, he's always he's got great defensive instincts. Offensively, he'll be fine. It's his first summer league game. I mean, as he's like, you could see other guys like when Benyama played, it was tough for him in the first game, so he'll be fine. And I don't think anybody should be stressing about it.
You hear that, Bulls fans? Modest saying, I don't think anybody should be stressed about it. It's just one game. It's just one summer league game. You know, credit to Modest for speaking highly of the Rook, his teammate, and pointing out, you know, he said it about himself. I didn't have a great first summer league game. We were here watching it. That is true. I think later on in his thoughts about Noah, he even said, like, dude, Wemby in his summer league debut did not have a great game. So it's, you know, it's one of those situations where you try to tell yourself as a fan to not overreact, but it was such a rough outing that it's, you know, we can not overreact about it, but it is, I think, a dawning realization, as you were saying, Goat, about like this a big project lies ahead to get this kid to be ready, NBA level ready. And we're probably, as opposed to Modest earning himself a substantial role in Billy's rotation in the back half of his rookie season, I think Bulls fans have to come to grips with reality now that seems far less likely with Noa Essengue.
Well, I just think also it was just Bulls fans were just disappointed because, you know, they got a new pick. They got this guy, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we know what Modest is. And he came at number 11, and we thought he showed out a little bit, you know, in summer league. And you're right, he struggled in his first game. But even watching Modest, you knew certain things were there. And watching this, all you saw was the defense is there. I think that's there. But everything else, it was like, oh, man, well, you really have stuff to work on. And that was disappointing to Bulls fans. Just watching the amount of turnovers, just watching him being out of position and a play behind. Like, those things are what were disappointing to Bulls fans who are thirsty and starving for anything out there, man. So I understand why they came at it that way.
I feel like there were some positive takeaway from his performance, though, just in terms of like what he was willing to try. Like, there was the comment about Julian Phillips. And like, to me, it wasn't a stand in the corner and like catch and shoot threes.
He tried to create.
He was like trying to make plays. And I think that's a positive sign for a player that young who's willing to put the ball on the floor. There needs to be a balance there. He needs to improve on those things. but like I don't think he's going to be somebody that is strictly a catch and shoot guy.
No,
right.
If he hits and if things do come together, he's got some ball handling ability. He's got some play creation ability. And I think that's kind of what you're betting on. These are bets.
Yeah.
These are big risks. We're obviously in Vegas here talking about like slot machines and roulette and all that stuff. But like when you're a company or a business that is like investing in a product, you're taking a risk on it. That's a bet that you're making on this guy to pan out. And yeah, they have to have the developmental infrastructure to get him into place, but there is a huge risk with this. But I did like some of the things that I was seeing in terms of the process and what he was willing to try.
And yeah, try. I think that's the key word. Bulls fans can at the very least appreciate that, even knowing that there's a project ahead. In the words of Samuel Beckett, ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better.
Yeah.
Let's hope we see Noah fail a little better.
Yeah.
No, what a quote.
We want that.
What
man.
a quote.
Seriously.
That's right, baby. Shout out to Samuel Beckett. Also, shout out to our BFF Kimberly, who threw us a super chat. What up, Kimberly? Saying here's some cash for you to hit the slots instead of going to the next
before
game.
you know it.
Any Bulls watching? Well, we will be there because that is why we are here. We will be at the Bulls next game, taking on the Kings later today. But we appreciate the super chat nonetheless. Will it go to the slots? We'll find out. We're going to knock out our first ad break right here. We'll come back on the other side and dive into what we saw from Modest and his second stint in Summer League action, plus lots more ahead. Hit the like, stick around, ads. Today's show brought to you by Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary.
Where?
Sunnyside. It's your one-stop shop for all of your cannabis needs and your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping. A place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside is Illinois' favorite dispensary with locations in the city, Wrigleyville and River North, all the way throughout the suburbs, even down in Champaign, up in South Beloit, and more. If you're starting out, Sunnyside has expert guidance from their well-trained and knowledgeable staff to help you make perfect selections on a huge variety of brands and over 100 different strains to choose from. That's right. I said 100. Love having options, just like Dave and his fruit at the Vegas grocery store last night. Visit Sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including getting 50% off your first 3 online purchases when you use promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary, bright buys every day, only for 21 and older and Illinois Med card holders. And for you returning customers, don't worry, they got something for you too. Use promo code CHGO50 to get 50% off one Cresco Labs brand item.
You know, guys, making money moves should be just like Emma. Should be smooth, should be simple, and should be cool. And that is why there is Cash App. No extra hoops to jump through, no extra stress, no woozies, and for the love of the GOAT in Vegas, no wazies at all. And for a limited time only, new Cash App users can use this exclusive code and earn some additional cash. For real, no catch. Just download the Cash App, sign up, use this code right here, CHGO Bulls, in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. You don't even have friends who will get you money that quickly, but Cash App will do it for you. And that is what's awesome. Terms apply. Terms apply. That's money.
Do terms apply? Terms apply. Rolling along here, CHGO Bulls Summer League live. Hanging out on, what day is it? Saturday, early afternoon out here in Pacific time. Peck, Big Dave, Goat, Katie on the side controls, Emma in the building. Hit the like button for crying out loud. Throw us a super chat like our friend Kimberly just did. Before we dive back into our analysis of the Bulls' Game 1 loss to the Raptors, it is time to do a little game we call Cards from the Vault, sponsored from our friends at Arena Club, who are changing the game in card collecting, y'all. Buy, sell, trade, auction. Have everything in your showroom, show them off, trade them, buy some slab packs. Right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/CHGO with promo code CHGO. All right, Katie, I got myself a fresh slab pack earlier today. Are we ready for the reveal? Let's check it out.
The what now?
The reveal.
Okay, gotcha.
If it's another LeBron, I'm quitting. Not just like being an Arena Club user. I'm quitting this. LeBron, give me a mic. Give me a Modest.
Oh, wow, that is some. Is that Paolo?
Paolo, fresh off the new contract.
Okay.
I like that. Ooh, that is silky. That is I like the gold bronze kind of exterior around him. That is a dope card. Okay.
Do we know what that the value of that is? Does it say on the...
It does. Let me see. I check my vault.
Check your vault.
I'm gonna check my vault, guys. How many things do you have in your vault?
You're gonna check the vault.
That's right. Oh
All
man,
right.
that is so fresh.
That is real dope, though. Yeah.
I love those Orlando jerseys, the one that he's rocking right there. Okay. Bam. Estimated value $51.
Nice.
There you go.
Not bad.
And how much was the value of that pack? Are we allowed to say?
I can't recall. Well, for me, shout out Arena Club, it was $0.
Love that.
Because I'm using promo codes. You can use the promo code too to get yourself started with that promo code CHGO. 20% off your first slab pack. Guys, I'm really happy to add this Paolo to my collection.
What was the LeBron one valued at?
I think that one was like $85 or $90.
All right, so you're
because LeBron.
gonna retire early on that.
That's right, baby. But no, honestly, I love that I added that to my collection because Paolo,
You're collecting big wings who can play make.
this is true.
It's an archetype.
And a lot of people were like, wow. Shout out to our buddy Jamal from Bull Central. After the Magic signed all of their young, main core pieces, all these new contracts, he was like, wow, that's a lot of money. I think he did the quick math. It's like $800 million to a handful of the players. But that Orlando team, they're good. They're on the rise. Pay your young talent to stick around, especially in a small market like Orlando. And I just I love Paolo's game.
And
Absolutely
make
love
aggressive win now moves when you know you have young players that are going to grow and get better.
For sure.
Yeah.
The Magic are not probably inner circle title contender, but they're going to be in the top 4 of the East now for the next 4 years.
For sure. It was
if not longer.
Early this past regular season, there was a Bulls Magic matchup, and Paolo was just kicking the Bulls' rear ends in the first half. You remember? And then he jammed up his shoulder.
No, it was the oblique.
And then and then that led to his long absence.
Yeah.
For the first couple months of the season. But in the first half of that game, he was working the Bulls.
Oh yeah.
And if he just didn't get hurt in that game, the Bulls might have had the number 1 pick.
It's true. I remember that well because we were watching it live because I went there with Will Perdue.
Flex.
And so we were up in BMO Harris watching that and
double flex.
seeing it. It was, man. It was a whole different thing. In that second half, it was a whole different game. Giddy had a good game that game. I remember.
He did. All right. I am more than thrilled to add a Paolo to my collection, my vault at Arena Club. Again, that promo code at arenaclub.com/CHGO is CHGO to get 20% off your first slab pack. Changing the game in card collecting. Check them out. All right. With that, let's pivot back to last night's massacre at the Cox Pavilion. Modest second stint in Summer League, taking on a more leadership role with this young group. Yeah, we saw some of that and some of the footage from practice that the Bulls shared on their various socials. You were able to get a look at their practices. And Modest, look, his game last night, not the most efficient. 4 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. But what I'm taking away from it is the aggression I saw from him as if you want to call it secondary, ball handler, on-ball creator. He brought the ball up several times. We saw him try to work some one-on-one. Seemed like there was a little bit more juice to his crossover that we saw him try and bust out a couple of times.
Little juice.
But just the physical aggression, I saw him lower his shoulder into guys when he was going one-on-one, and that led to 7 of 7 at the free throw line. His aggression playing one-on-one, attacking the basket, and knocking down his free throws. That is my big 1A takeaway from Modest yesterday.
That's my 1, 2, and 3 takeaway, Matt.
Boom, and boom.
Because that, more than anything, will translate to the league without a doubt. It will translate to the regular season. Him getting calls and him getting to the foul line. If you remember last year, he was getting calls like that. So if he's still getting them now in Summer League, oh my God, he's going to be Jimmy Butler levels by the time he gets to the season, man. And that is exciting. And that is where your points go from 20 to 28. That's where they go from 25 to 32.
Music to my ears.
Because you get to that foul line. All great scorers, you can't name me one that doesn't get to the foul line. That's what they do. They get to the foul line, man. So that's what was exciting. I think that's what the weight was for. Putting it on that was, of course, more physicality and things like that, but actually taking the punishment and not being so tired when you get to that foul line because of the punishment you just took. But also, he wants to dish some out as well. We saw that block shot he had, which was really awesome to watch, man. So, yeah, we saw a little bit of everything from Modest. He just gave you just an appetizer of what he's got coming this season. And honestly, it was cool to see.
Yeah, so Modest, I thought, it was like the signs of what's to come. And to me, there was a big difference there from what we saw with Noah, where it was like we didn't see any like tangible outlines of what can this guy become. Whereas with Modest, just bringing the ball up, getting the team into their offense, a lot of the drives that he was getting, again, I think we talked about this so much with Giddey, with Kobe, of being able to get at the free throw line, that being the driver of efficiency, more so than even making shots. And you saw that with 7 of 7 from the foul line, despite the 4 of 14 from the field. So encouraging stuff from him in terms of willingness to take on more of a leadership role, of a ball handling role. That's something that Billy Donovan III has talked about over the course of this week in terms of working with the front office, with the big club coaching staff to put him in situations where he feels comfortable with the ball in his hands. And that's an encouraging sign. That's what you want to see if you're a Bulls fan who wants to see more of Modest and wants to see him take on a larger role. If you feel like he has superstar potential, this is what superstar players do. Yeah, they play make. They're 6'10" wings, like who can put the ball on the floor and create offense. That's what you want to see. Now, it wasn't all good.
No,
it was not. We saw 4 turnovers. We saw a couple of those fouls I felt like were a little bit, I'm not to say he's like getting superstar calls, but he's getting star summer league player calls.
Shout out.
So that's good for him. But like the Raptors were really pressuring him up and making him make tough decisions. And you saw that lead to turnovers or tough shots. The 3-point shooting, like he missed a bunch of those. He was 2 for 8. That I'm not super worried about. I feel like he's a better shooter than what he showed last night. But to me, it was more about the driving and the creation and being able to get into the paint and make plays. Only 1 assist. You want to see more than that, but this is a work in progress. We heard that from BD3 this week. Like this is the start of it, but there's the outlines there that I think he can build on. Where like you'll see if he does better at this very thing, he'll continue to improve on it. But whereas Noah, it's just like we gotta start from blank canvas.
The turnovers weren't great. He had 4. Noah had 7. The team had 33, and only the 1 assist. He may have had a couple more if the team didn't shoot 30% from the field. But obviously, if you want as a Bulls fan to see in the future, sometime down the road, Modest being a legitimate on-ball creator in a half-court offense, then you would hope that he develop some of those passing abilities and using summer league as an opportunity to work on those skills. But you mentioned some of the things that he and Billy Donovan III have been talking about in the summer league practices, Goat, and putting more of that ball handling responsibility onto Modest. You asked him about that after the game yesterday, and I thought his answer was interesting. Katie, we have that clip from Modest. We can go ahead and play it right now after the game.
The experiment for you, the coach talked about, was secondary ball handling or primary ball handling. How would you rate how you did with that? It looked like, they were up on you, got the ball away several times.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty, I haven't played in a while. It's no excuse, but, being a primary, secondary ball handler is like second nature to me. I used to play it when I was younger, so.
Right, played the point in high school, right?
Yeah, so it's not really anything new to me. I think it's just going to get better with time, and I'll be ready next game.
Is that something you're looking to embrace, that you'd like to do more of, and you feel like you said, you feel like you're comfortable doing it, that you can expand what you do by doing that more?
Yeah, as I said, it's going to come with time, more practice, more games, and I'm going to be more comfortable, moving forward.
What specifically do you feel like you need to improve on there? The ball handling, is it Billy was talking about like too many steps or like making quicker decisions?
Right. I don't know. I like to work on everything, so everything needs to be sharp when I play. Defense, offense, shooting the ball, dribbling the ball. So for me, it's just I work on everything. I think everything needs to be sharp, and I think everybody can work on something.
All right, so that's Bulls second-year man, Maz Buzelis, talking after the Bulls lost to the Raptors yesterday. First of all, shout out Sam Smith, the legend. I mean, asking Modest that first
best
question.
friends.
I mean, yeah, dude. Goat and Sam Smith. Where is the buddy cop comedy script, Hollywood? Like, I've been waiting on it for years now. But so his answer to Sam's question, he highlighted the fact that in his younger eras of playing, that he did a lot of ball handling and played some point. But then one of those players who gets that crazy growth spurt after playing some point, shout out young Scottie Pippen, and you can see maybe an evolution into being a point forward kind of player at the NBA level. And then when you ask the follow-up Goat about how his answer as working on ball handling, his answer was, I'm working on everything, which I do appreciate as a Bulls fan. And we've heard from Billy Donovan III that he has been in the gym all summer long. He has been in there working his butt off, and you love to hear that too. It's not you want to hone in on Modest being you need to get a better ball handling. You need a tighter handle. And again, I mentioned some of the crossovers we saw him trying to pull off yesterday. Obviously, you want him working out a well-rounded offensive game if the hope is that at some point soon this dude becomes your 1A offensive weapon. Mm-hmm. Whether or not it's a Josh Giddey and or a Kobe White as your setup man, Modest is your killer scorer. So work on all facets of your game. What do you make of that answer, Go?
Yeah, I think it's you even say if he can be your 1A scorer, they're so far away from this. And it's not to say that Modest can't get there. I'm very encouraged by his ball handling and just what we've seen in glimpses from him. For years people were saying we've seen flashes from Patrick Williams. We've never seen flashes like that from, or we've never seen anything compared to what we've already seen from Modest.
Yeah, true.
And so I am encouraged by that. But he is struggling now in summer league as a secondary creator. So if you're talking about him becoming a primary 1A guy at the NBA level, we're just very far away from that. And I think that's why they're trying to not overload him, not put him in a position where he's the point guard, but bring him along slowly, but still give him more responsibilities, not leave him behind. And I think that's kind of what this team needs to be the next couple of years as they develop and as they kind of just try to reorient around some of these younger players. There's stuff there, and that's exciting. I think the ball handling really needs to improve. He's definitely got stuff there, but the way that those Raptors guards were just hounding him and making him uncomfortable, it's clear that he needs to improve on that. But then also the physicality. I think if there's a guard trying to press up on you and get under your skin, just turn your back to him and then blow by him. And I think he's got that skill there, but he's just still learning the pace of the game. There was one play yesterday where he, I think, had a grab and go, and his defender was kind of on his right side, and he just veered into him, pushed him out of the almost out to the lane line, and then was able to get downhill. There's stuff there where it's this guy knows how to do it, and I think it's all about sharpening all those skills and continuing to add physicality to his game. Do you guys feel like he's bigger?
He's bigger.
People are saying that. I don't know how much bigger he looks.
You can look at his neck and tell he's bigger, bro. He's bigger.
I noticed a bit of tone. Not necessarily in his arms, his shoulders to me look like he's added a couple pounds of muscle on each shoulder.
Here and up here.
He's more toned. He was skinny at the beginning of his rookie year.
He still is.
We got to knock out a couple more ads right there. We will come back on the other side, pick up this conversation. We could touch on a couple other players. We saw our first glimpse at second rounder Lachlan Olbrich last night. I see a lot of people talking about Yuki in the chat. Bulls fans' new favorite. We will come back and talk about all that and more. Let us know what you want to talk about in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hey, throw us a super chat so we can hit the tables later. It's Vegas, baby.
Barbecue, drinks, country music, all of that in full effect. Here in Vegas, no! In Chicago, Windy City Smokeout. That's where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. That's where you need to be. It's going on right now through the 13th of July. That is 4 full days of country music, y'all. Ice cold drinks and all that award-winning barbecue that your stomach can handle. Does it get much better than that? Does it get much more summer than that? Let's check. Matt Peck?
It does not.
There it is. Solidified and done. Come on out, y'all. Have a great time. You will have fun. Tickets are still available. And see some of country music's biggest stars like Bailey Zimmerman, Old Dominion, and of course, the one and only Dylan Gossett. They're going to be lighting up the stage. Don't miss out on the best weekend of the summer. Grab your tickets at Windy City Smokeout.
Today's show also brought to you by our friends at Empire. Just like your favorite team needs home court advantage, which the Bulls did not have at Cox Pavilion yesterday. Woof. There was a Raptors chant late in the fourth when they were up 40-something. I was like, okay,
There was a let's go Raptors.
calm down, Raptors fans.
Right.
I think you got this one in the bag. But you also, as someone who has some sort of domicile, a dwelling, a home, a house, an apartment, you need flooring. You need home core flooring advantage. And Empire can help you with that with their flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. Sometimes you'll go to a big box store, wander endless aisles. They'll probably have a flooring department of some kind, but whoever it is working in the flooring department that day, Dave's frenemy Biff, he doesn't know a gosh darn thing about flooring. He was working on the parking lot garden the day before that. He's gonna be telling people about light bulbs tomorrow. He doesn't know anything about flooring. You need the experts in flooring. Flooring is all they do. That is Empire Today. And with Empire Today, you get clear upfront and all-inclusive pricing. Plus, you can schedule installation as soon as next day because nobody likes waiting. Schedule your free in-home estimate today because some things are just better done at home. CHGO listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code CHGO. Yes, you heard that right. A $350 discount with promo code CHGO. Restrictions apply. Visit empiretoday.com visit empiretoday.com/
There you go.
CHGO for details. 588 2300 Dave.
Empire
Today.
Mm.
Look at that.
That was good.
No shade to this Airbnb. They could use some Empire around here.
Yeah.
We roll along, CHGO Bulls, Summer League Live, hanging out in the desert.
Hold on. One second.
I was just gonna say before we move on to some of these other players,
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about like what you guys want to see next for Modest. Like, what's the next steps? And obviously, the big thing with him is he going to play again? So
Right.
That
I believe our pal Colin in the chat was asking about that just a second ago. He did confirm when y'all were talking to him yesterday. He's taken today off,
He's
no
taking off the
back-to-back.
back-to-back,
But he
there's a
said
chance.
very confidently, I'm playing Monday.
Yeah, and we also asked BD3 about it. He said we're going to discuss it as a group. So of course, I think Modest is like
Yes.
going to be more adamant about it, especially because he really wants to play.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if they end up not playing him on Monday, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they do. So assuming he is back out here for Summer League Game 3, what are you guys interested to see from him?
Well, I want to see the handles be a little bit better, be a little bit tighter. Again, I will credit the Raptors for just how they came out and played because they had a game plan,
Mhm.
and they were not going to let Modest get into what he wanted to.
He
And even if he got into it, they weren't going to let him do it comfortably.
Right, and he mentioned after the game, it wasn't in the clip we played, but he talked about the physicality of the Raptors beating him up a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, man. And you saw we were sitting, close to the Raptors bench. Those guys were up and they were verbalizing and they were talking. And even when Modest had a baseline, had a guard on him,
Yeah.
guarding him on the baseline, man, those guys were up and yelling and in his ear, man. It was great. Like, shout out to that team element. But I would like to see just a little bit more of the scoring. I want to see at least 25 points. Yeah, I said it. I said 31 in the first one. I want more from Modest, man. And I know he wants more from himself. This is why I'm putting this stuff on him. But yeah, man, I like the fact he gets to the free throw line. That's great. The help defense. I mean, all that stuff I already know, and that's there. What the Bulls lack is shot creators.
Mhm.
They're going to need more shot creators. I'm not saying he's going to become that this season at all for all the reasons that Go so eloquently stated earlier. But my goodness, we got to see just a little bit more. I just want, and this is me being greedy about it. I just want to see a little bit more. Give me that crossover move, step back three, and I will, man, so I can yell. You know what I'm saying, in the crowd, man. Give me that behind the back move, getting to the rack with that pearl and that layup. I'm not asking him for things I haven't seen him do. So I just want to see that a little bit more. Maybe I'm sure they're going to have him, with the ball in his hands more, trying to create and do all those things. When I want him with ball in his hands, I don't want him creating for nobody else but himself.
Right.
In the summer league, that's what I want to see. And because, leave that to the guards and the other guys like that. But that's exactly what I want to see, just more selfishness of him. And yeah, just a little more stank on it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I want to see more on-ball creator Modest, and I want to see it better and more efficient on Monday if he does play. And I hope he does. Like, I was surprised when they sent him back out there midway through the fourth quarter of a game that, like, the Bulls were down 40.
Yeah.
And then he had that kind of, that scary fall where he was down for a few extra seconds. And I was like, oh, dear God.
What put him on the plane back to Chicago.
AK
Right
and Mark were sitting right there at that baseline. I was like, I think they both just had consecutive heart attacks.
Yeah.
But, like, I hope he does play. I want to see that on-ball aggressiveness. He was 7 of 7 at the free throw line yesterday. I love that. I want to see him go 10 of 10 at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Assuming he plays on Monday. I also would love to see more of him being active on the defensive end. I think maybe with his increased offensive responsibilities yesterday, we didn't see as many of those defensive coming flying out of nowhere from the weak side modest defensive moments that we saw his rookie year. I think he did have a block, maybe a couple, maybe a couple.
He had
and it was like right after the windmill dunk when he had that swat of a block. So you love to see
Came
that
out of nowhere with it
in sequence like that. But yeah, I'm just more confidence on ball. And he tried to create for himself a lot and get to the rim yesterday, which I love. I also would not mind. I know it's taboo in the NBA these days, only for the select few who are elite at it. Shout out to Mar. I kind of want to see Modest develop a mid-range game. If we're talking about hanging a lot of hopes on Modest's offensive development and this Bulls team getting better because he gets better, show me a little bit of that ball handling. Try and cross somebody over, and instead of driving every time, putting your shoulder down every time, or kicking out, just step back and pull up from 16, from 18. I want to see if it can be a part of Modest's game moving forward.
No, that's a great point, because like I said, there's no great scorer who doesn't get to the line. There's no great scorer without a mid-range.
Yeah.
They got to have a mid-range game.
Yeah.
That jump shot got to be there. However they're getting it, it has to be there for sure.
Especially even if it's not like a sidestep fade away from the elbow, it can be like the floater.
Yeah.
And like
that works.
Steph is just like the best at that, because teams are so afraid of giving up the three and the back door that's oftentimes really open for him. So I totally agree. I think it's a great point, especially when you talk about the modern NBA and it's like layups, dunks, and free throws and threes. I absolutely think there's a space for that. And you saw like the turnaround jumper from that mid baseline area yesterday. He's got that. For me, I think it's all just about like doing some of the things that we've seen flashes of more consistently. I think it'll be easier if he does play against, I believe it's Indiana in game 3, to do that against them, as opposed to, Jacoby Walter and Jamal Shed and these guys who are really good defensively. But yeah, it's just, can you start to string together some more of those possessions to where it becomes a consistent part of your game and not just a flash anymore? And that's something that, again, he's so far away that it's going to take time, but like incremental progress day by day, game by game, those are important things. So I'm glad you mentioned the windmill dunk and the block. Like, the highlights are great. I think that gets people really excited, but it's about the little things that you do in between those plays that keep you consistently earning minutes. Because that's really, I think it's still going to be part of his growth and development, to continue to carve out a role for himself, and not just he's got the starting job now, it's his forever. Like, he probably hasn't, but like, can you make sure you're playing 32 minutes a game?
I'm sorry, I can't help but roll my eyes at that, and not you saying it, GOAT, but Billy and anyone else in charge of decision making with rotation and minutes next season. If Modest is not playing 30 plus minutes a night out of the gate, I don't know what the hell they are doing. I don't want to hear about earning your spot anymore with Modest. He did that when his minutes gradually increased in the second half of last season. When Patrick Williams got benched again, other people go down. Modest steps in, starts 20-something games down the stretch, and earned every single one of those minutes with his play, with his production, with his effort on both sides of the floor. I'm done. I'm done talking about Modest earning minutes. He earned them. Second team all rookie. He earns them. Pat, would you like to try to earn some minutes back at some point? Like, shout out to our pal Joe, who had some clever tweet about Pat's job being safe for now still because of Noa Essengue and how he played yesterday. When it comes to Modest, no. That man is in your starting lineup game 1 of 82 come October.
And I
30 minutes minimum.
I agree with that, but we've also seen guys lose their role. We've seen, you just said it with Pat. So he's got to continue to get better and grow. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't get those minutes and that he doesn't deserve it. I think he's earned it. But it's about continuing to get better at it and grabbing that so that nobody can take it from him.
Fair. Not resting on his laurels of what he showed us in the back 30 of his rookie
wants
season.
To get better. It's not to say that he's not going to.
Correct.
I love Modest's work ethic. I think sometimes when he speaks, he can be a little bit cliche because he says the things that you expect a young player to say in terms of like, I know I need to get better, X, Y, and Z things. You know, I'm not making excuses for myself. This is how it is. Like he says all that stuff, but I really think he means it. Like he genuinely wants to get better. He genuinely spends time in the gym. He has been in the gym. And I think he will continue to get better. So it's just about actually producing and not just theoretically, can you eventually do this? Like we need to see it on the court. And I think the more he does that stuff in real time, the harder it's going to be to ever take his spot away from him again. And again, I think he should get it, but like he's got to keep fighting off the competition.
Yeah, no, he has to. And for me, it's not a ton of it though.
I was going to say, what competition?
Like, there's not a ton there. Like, I agree with everything Matt said. Like, this would be a 30-minute a night thing for him immediately. Like, he should be handed those minutes. He earned them. Like, Billy, as we talked about, one of the things we like about him is he didn't give it to him. He put him through the ringer, you know, to get that. Some games we thought he should have been out there playing. He didn't play.
Or did get out there for a quick few possessions and then got the quick hook.
Exactly, man. Like 20, about 20, fine. Go ahead and get 2 minutes, Modest, and, you know, we'll do it like that. And then some games he was like, you know what? We're going to let you get 20. Let's see what you do. You know, Billy was like that with him. There's nothing else to prove for me anymore because, one, he's earned it, and two, there's nothing back there. So give him all that leeway in that space to go ahead and try to get better, man. Like, yes, game 1 to game 82, health willing. He should be out there for sure.
14.8 minutes per game pre-All-Star break last year, 26.7. So can you get up to 30? Can you get up to 32?
Come on.
And make that part of the rotation and not just, well, if he's playing well, we keep him out there. But if he's not, then we give him a quick hook. Like, he's got to be playing 32 minutes.
He's got to be. I want him out there. And even if he's not playing well, Will, I want him out there. He gave Patrick that grace. Patrick was being trashed when he was out there, and he still was getting a ton of minutes out there playing. No, he gets that grace. He's earned it. Go ahead and let that young man play, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Colin calling in the comments, also asking for a Modest floater and the Vooch push shot from just outside the restricted zone. Would love that too. And Vooch has mastered that little mini, mastered, and then also like in his Bulls career had stretches where it's like, dude, Vooch is the shot 13% from the restricted zone today. But again, it's just like I want Modest developing, and that's why I liked his answer to your question, Go, about specifically his increased on-ball responsibilities for Summer League Round 2. Is like I'm focusing on all elements of my game, and as somebody who is hoping and hanging hopes on him becoming a star, that's the right approach. Become a threat from everywhere on the floor.
What I kind of was trying to get him to talk about was what specifically are the things that he is working on, and not just like like more granular, more of the details.
Right.
Like what kind of drills is he doing?
Technique.
What kind of things is he specifically focusing on?
Right.
Because I think that's how you not like I'm not holding him accountable, but like I want to know how he's holding himself accountable.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fair. All right. Well, so before we take a quick look ahead to tonight's matchup with the Kings, we can briefly touch on a couple other names that Bulls fans were intrigued about on the Summer League roster. Their second round pick from draft night at number 55 after trading down with LA. Shout out, #cash considerations. Congratulations, Jerry. Lachlan Olbrich, who played championship level basketball in the NBL before coming over to the draft. One of his teammates, what's his name? Hinkie, whatever,
Hickey,
is also on this Summer League squad. I gotta say, and this is not me just like needling the side of the Aussie Bulls faction of Bulls Nation. I love and appreciate y'all. You know how I felt about Josh Giddey over the past year. I'm not trying to antagonize anybody. My first impression, and just like Noah, it's a first impression. My first impression of up close look at Lachlan Olbrich and his minutes yesterday.
Doo-doo. Literal doo-doo.
Katie said it for me.
Go ahead, please.
He looked like he had never touched a basketball in his life.
Allergic to basketball.
Respectfully.
And I literally was just about to say I wasn't going to let anybody into the conversations Katie and I were having. But she just kind of let you in there about the conversation we were having about what was going on with this young man.
At one point, I turned to Dave and I said, yeah, that's a 55th pick right there.
That's exactly what you said.
And that's what it is. You know, like he did not play well. What was it? 2 points, 0 of 2 from the field, 0 of 2 from the line. No, 2 of 2 from the line.
Yeah.
2 rebounds in 22 minutes.
Don't forget then 4 turnovers and 5 fouls.
Yeah. And you could see the outlines of like what they wanted to do with him. Like they had him running some handoff plays. He actually like brought the ball up once or twice.
He did.
You can see some of the skill set that's there, but yeah, I mean, he just was totally overwhelmed by, again, multiple NBA players on the opposing team. This is the 55th pick in the draft. These are not guys that you expect to be productive. But like the Bulls were talking him up as someone that they were going to like run offense through, and we just didn't see that. So again, you give him maybe a little bit more grace. He is 21 years old, not 18 and a half as compared to Noah. So he maybe should be a little bit more polished. He really struggled. But I think he's the kind of guy that will show he has a little bit more next game tonight. Just because I think he's like more comfortable with who he is and his skill set as compared to Noah, who kind of has to find his way of how he can be effective and productive and make an impact on the game.
Yeah, he kind of knows exactly, who he is. That's absolutely true. Like, and I'm going to give him grace too, without a doubt. Like, it's your first game over here doing it, but my man Lachlan was lacking. Like it was lacking, bro. Like, it wasn't all there for him. It was certain plays and certain things happening. We were just like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. In the shots that I was seeing taken, but it wasn't me saying, oh, this dude doesn't know how to play basketball. I didn't say that. Like, he didn't look out of position to me on a bunch of things that he was doing. But his hands, though, man, I don't know what it is, but he was struggling with the ball in his hands, or when they were passing him the ball or anything like that.
A couple of pieces of plywood where hands should be.
Literally wrists, and then there's nothing else. Like, they're just gone.
Look, Mom, no hands.
You said Lachlan is lacking.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. If
Shout
you
out.
go with the pronunciation of Lachlan, my thought was like, watching him play made me think of those sad Sarah McLachlan videos with the dogs that have been ill-treated. Donate now. Donate now to some sick, hungry dogs, and maybe for Lachlan Olbrich to get some better hands.
He'll be back.
He'll be better. Yeah. Yo, that's
And
wild.
I don't want to
In the
sound
arms
like,
of an angel over here.
I don't want to sound like I'm killing him. Like, he's young. I get it. I'm more so killing the front office for trading back at this point. Like, that's who I'm blaming.
But cash, Katie.
2.5.
We here in Vegas. You know what you could do with $2.5 million
Let's go.
on the roulette table?
Mm-hmm.
You could double it or lose it all.
That's right. Two things you can do. But yeah, he's gonna. I expect to see a little bit better out of him. But yeah, like it was bad. It wasn't great. But like Katie said, he looked like the 55th pick. He looked like a second round pick who's going to need development himself. But yeah, game 2, we'll see what he does, because he's going to get more time to get out there, especially with Modest not playing in the game. You're definitely going to get more time out there on the floor with Noah.
Yeah, Emmanuel Miller, one of the other two-way players, did not play. He had an ankle, so we'll see if he gets back in there today. Jameer Young, the other two-way player, in addition to Lachlan, 2 of 5, 6 points in 18 minutes. Pretty disappointing stuff from him. Javon Freeman-Liberty was the guy who was doing pretty much all the offense that was happening for the Bulls. 21 points.
The old vet.
5 of 6 from the field, but 10 of 13 from the line. So he can really score it. But like I've said this before, and it's just so weird to me that they get these like 25-year-old, 26-year-old guys on their two-way contracts who aren't even like productive in summer league.
I agree.
And have no upside. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I agree with that.
When there are a
100%.
couple guys like Caleb Grill had some moments, I thought he like, he's a good shooter. Like you can run some offense through him as a movement shooter. He kind of struggled and had a bad turnover there, but made 2 of his 6 threes. Yuki, what do you guys think of Yuki? He was 1 of 6 from the field, didn't play well. He said it was the worst game he's ever played in his life after the game, but huge contingent of Japanese media trying to get his answers. And he
You think the
10
Yuki
minutes in
Kawamura
Japanese
is
and
like
in English.
Impressive.
He's listed at 5'8". I think he's 5'5".
But yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
I was
100%
like significantly taller than him, but he's
that's Muggsy Bogues out there.
he's a great person, great energy, and a great leader. And
He
speaks pretty good English. Like you could see he was like trying to take on a leadership role as somebody who has NBA experience on this team. And he said it. Billy Donovan said it. Modest said it. Like he kind of calmed things down a little bit when he was on the court. So didn't score efficiently. But he's kind of an interesting player. Like I'd be more willing to give him a chance than Jameer Young or Emmanuel Miller, just because he's younger and has like more ability to impact the game. Today.
You can feel like he can control an offense. That's what I got from watching
like you
him.
felt him more than you felt either of those other guys.
Like I understood he was like you saw the mind working and his IQ working and the hard work that he was putting in on the defensive end, because
he had a great steal, just like somebody up in the middle of the paint.
They were sending those screens at him. You know what I mean? He was fighting through, as you should, when you have a smaller player on you. But he was fighting through all of them, and he's definitely have a toughness about him. And I was telling Katie, I was like, dude, this is that new fan favorite right here. I was like, this is the new Archie. I was like, this is the fan favorite. You could see it immediately that Bulls fans would gravitate directly towards him. But he's got some game, though. He definitely has some game. The shot wasn't great at all, but nobody's shot was great on that Bulls team. But we'll see what he does, because again, he's going to get another opportunity to bounce back, especially not with Modest playing.
And not just a fan favorite, but you can tell like a teammate favorite.
Yeah,
there was one moment where he had a nice play, and Modest was getting some rest minutes, and he was like, Modest was up on the bench, like up off the bench rather, like yelling and cheering him on, like so. Really cool story. We'll see if Yuki gets himself another shot at the actual NBA level. Nice to have him on this squad for the Bulls at Summer League this year. And he'll get some, he played 20 minutes off the bench yesterday. We'll see what he gets today. And speaking of, with our remaining time, let's quickly take a look at what the Bulls have on deck. Sacramento Kings are their opponent for game 2. Shout out to the Kongs, DeMar, Zach. AK's here. I'm guessing the Kings front office is here. Mm-hmm. Where's that Vooch for Domas Sabonis swap, y'all? I'm waiting on it.
Player for player, baby.
Katie's begging for an emergency pod. I know she is.
I don't think she is.
Okay, just to clarify, I'm not begging. I just said I had a feeling it was going to happen.
In her bones.
In the bones.
Feeling in my bones.
Mm-hmm. The bones don't lie.
Gentlemen, the Kings edged the Magic 84-81 in their first game on Thursday night. Mason Jones had 17 for them. He is basically their team's Javon Freeman Liberty, journeyman in his mid to pushing late 20s, had a couple of stints in the NBA, has played professionally overseas. He had 17 and 5 dimes. But probably more interestingly for NBA fans looking at the young talent in Vegas this week, it was Neat Clifford with 17 points as well. He went 5-12 from the field, 6-10 from the free throw line. So when you're talking about a Bulls team that did not look good at all defensively yesterday. Mm-hmm. And as you were saying, Dave, like the Raptors had got in their offensive system. They ran a few different sets and they just ran them.
Yeah.
And the Bulls defense, if you can even call it that, couldn't do much to stop it. So if you're talking about, if you're Billy Donovan in the third, is it containing Neat Clifford first and foremost today?
Yeah. Like I said, I've always liked Neat Clifford, especially watching him on film, man. Like in this, he's a one-on-one guy. That's what he is. And so if the Bulls don't have anybody to stop this dude one-on-one, he's going to score all day long. Like that's what he does. Plays with a real fire, plays with a real intensity out there. He's trying to win everything. I don't care if it's a game of Yahtzee, bro. Like he's trying to win all the time. And I think you're definitely going to see that in this game. I don't know what he shot. I don't think he shot super great. It was like
5 of 12.
5 of 12. Yeah.
But he got to the line. You know what I mean? Again, 10
what great trips. Yeah, 10 free throw
great scorers do, and it shows his aggression, and it's what he does. So I expect more of that from him today, especially as you said about that Bulls defense and how they were lacking.
Yeah, and good opportunity for Noah. Obviously, we won't see Modest today, but like, can Noah just be the guy that's on him?
Right. And with Modest not out there,
great point.
Did he get more reps where, as much as he struggled, is a part of, some offensive sets?
Yeah.
And if so, hopefully, oh dear God, will it go better than it did yesterday?
Yeah, but in terms of things that the Bulls need to work on, it's just like control the controllables. I mean, they cannot turn the ball over.
Can you cut your 33 turnovers in half? Can we start there?
Yeah, I mean, they're just like, I mean, we were talking about this morning, Matt. Like when you think about like an average trip down the floor, you're getting a shot, you're getting, if you shoot 45% from the field, you're getting 0.9 points per shot. If there's a turnover there, you're getting 0, right? And then you're also giving them an opportunity to transition, which is like 1.1 points per shot. So you're just like hemorrhaging points when you turn the ball over like that. You cannot win a game if you double a team up on turnovers. It's just going to be impossible. So if they I'm not super concerned about the wins and losses, but like it makes it hard to evaluate these guys when they turn it over every possession. So obviously that's a big one. I don't know what that will look like without Modest. Maybe Miller plays today and he can step back into that role. He's been productive in the G League. So I'm curious to see what he looks like. Older brother of Leonard Miller on the Timberwolves.
Ooh, shout out.
So we'll see about that. But to me, it's just like, can you be a little bit more in control of the game? Can you not be so frazzled and bamboozled by the Raptors defense? I mean, they were just run amok by that team.
Led astray.
They were led astray.
Hoodwinked, bamboozled.
Shout out Malcolm X.
All right. So before we get out of here real quick, we saw some Bulls vets pull up and show their support yesterday, as they often do, especially the first game. Kobe White in the building, Ayo Dosunmu in the building. They were sitting chatting with Billy Donovan Sr. courtside for a minute. Also, the Bulls trade acquisition, Isaac Okoro was there as well. Will we see a Levine and or a DeMar sitting courtside today, repping and showing love to the Kings?
If we see DeMar, I might cry.
Katie might cry.
I might cry in the stands. I'm not kidding. I've missed DeMar so much.
That dude does put out just a lot of positive vibes into the universe.
You've never heard me say anything positive before?
Yeah,
I said so many nice things yesterday. That's crazy.
But yeah, I think they'll be there. I think the Bulls guys will be there too.
I hope so. If they are there and you're walking around in those media credentialed areas and you see them, tell them we said what's up.
I will.
And much love. With that, we will get out of here for now. Show one down. We will have another one tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Central, noon here Pacific, same place, our living room. Call Empire, owner of this Airbnb. In the meantime, follow Goat for Summer League updates. Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff. Always diehards only for the Summer League content. All CHGO.com. Take advantage. Sign up to become a diehard today. Big Dave's a bow. BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. And we are, of course, could not be out here doing what we're doing without the incredible work and help of the tireless efforts. Queen Katie of the controls. Queen Emma of the socials. We're going to take a little break. Maybe dip our toes in the pool. Get some Vegas sun. And then we will be heading to Thomas and Mack for the Bulls 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central tip-off against the Kings. Talk to you throughout the rest of today, and see you tomorrow for the show. See you, Red. Be good.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.